Bonjour, and welcome to another episode of A Tale of Dice, where I and a bunch of almost as stupid people as me have gathered across the different lands of Nether to join each other in a game of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Good evening, everyone.
Heyo.
Hello.
What up?
Happy Daddy's Day, Daddy!
Oh, right, it's Father's Day today.
In a lot of countries.
Yeah.
At the moment, yeah. So, for those of you who are watching and who are fathers, or mothers, single mothers, or non-binary parents,
Or
happy
daddy.
Parent Day!
Or just a daddy.
Or
Yeah.
just a daddy.
Or just a daddy. Good day to all y'all beautiful people.
Yeah, I'm
And-
no one's father, but a lot of people call me daddy.
Oh, nasty.
And we do have a beautiful Father's Day present at this very episode, because last week we needed to keep it nice and personal with only a couple of us, but today we have once again acquired Crystal and Vincent to join us in our endeavors.
I was
Glad to have you
there.
guys back.
Maxine was gone.
Oh, excuse me, Maxime and Vincent. God damn it.
What?
I'm sorry. Misremembering.
It's a thing, you know. Once you have kids and you get to that certain age, you start mixing up names and people. It's a
Yeah.
thing.
It's true.
Good
Max is
times.
very old.
Let's just go back to numbering people.
I'm definitely
Number
not the
4.
oldest here.
Wait, am I number 4?
Another reason to jump into this fantasy setting where we can play characters of whatever age we want to be. So, shall we play a game? And we're back. So, to jump into today's episode, last we left off, our heroes, known as the Pack, had undergone different endeavors to free the vast city of Farwater from a crystal plague that befell its citizens. A crystal plague that was perpetuated by an ancient evil known as an aboleth, a abominable fish creature with a power over minds that took up refuge within the basin of water that fed, quite literally, the entirety of Farwater. You have apprehended different lieutenants of this dark shepherd that the aboleth calls itself, and you have combated his scum minions, the fish goblinoid thingies that live within the sewers of Farwater. And as we draw closer to the moment that you will eventually face this big bad evil guy, a lot of other personal stuff has also transpired. You see, by the power of the chat, each and every one of you has had a personal backstory-related question thing thrusted upon you. Because the chat can not only influence the story on a day-to-day basis, but also buy story beats themselves and change it completely. With that, each and every one of you has started to deal with their own personal issues. But last episode, you have also elevated another personal arc, so to speak, because by the power of the chat, you eventually were able to convert one of the scum minions into an ally to your cause, naming him Buddy and taking him with you to your inn that you stay in, the lake house. You have not only ascertained different things of knowledge from him and the rest of the scum, but you have also undergone a ritual to elevate him to magical status, turning him into a crystal priest capable of different spell castings, and, again by the power of the chat, making it very clear that this scum believes that the rest of his kind that live within the sewer systems are all mind-controlled minions of the Shepherd, and Buddy now holds within him a very deep understanding that he must be the one to free his people from this enslavement. And who knows, perhaps lead them after everything is said and done. With that being said, last episode we left as a couple of you went towards the Cerulean Circle, the Mages Guild of which Tarush is a part of. Here you researched some information about your Olam benefactors in the way of celestial bodies and the like, uncovering some things, but mostly realizing that this is still a very, very vague subject of scholars, as space is very far away and hard to observe. But Tarush, you also stepped into a office space with your analyst. You being a seeker, an agent of the Cerulean Circle that is sent out into the world to seek different magical and arcane artifacts. And him, Neil Hestus, being an analyst, one that after you would bring stuff to the guy, he could analyze and also do research for you, your main point of contact, if you will. Wishing to discuss some personal matters with him, you dragged him into an office space to inquire with him about certain things. Do we wish to pick up where we left off over there, or are those things that must stay hidden behind closed doors?
No, that's fine.
No?
I mean,
Very well.
we are behind closed doors in game,
Yeah.
but that's fine. I
Very well.
don't quite remember right now. Had I already discussed anything with him, or did we ended the session as I went in with him? Didn't we?
Indeed, yes.
I paid him some money as a contribution, so he would let me in, and Olam in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To do research.
Because of Indeed, because of course you being a seeker does not automatically grant access to your companions to enter the libraries of the Cerulean Circle. But as you were vastly underway with completing what Neil believes to be your mission, namely to rid the city of the Crystal Plague, it seemed that just reward was in order, and he was lenient, together with the donation of Edge, to let both Edge and Olam into the libraries.
Perfect.
As we now pan towards a small meeting chamber, different bookshelves lining both walls with different memorabilia and the like, prose, what would be prose to the Cerulean Circle, main basic spell books and the like, mostly as decoration, with a large table in the middle, different windows on the other side, which you can't really look out of, but still seem to like bring in vague visages of sunlight, probably some magical ways of mimicking actual windows while not being actual windows. He leads you to one of the chairs, and he sits down on another one as you are now facing each other. He goes, "So Tarush, what did you wish to speak to me about?"
Well, my supervisor, Ira Don Silvas, wishes me to make my presence known even further here within the Cerulean Circle of Farwater. As such, he requested that I go to you to perform a task of, well, let us call it notable and prestigious quality in order to establish presence and well, a certain form of notoriety for my family here.
You were speaking of the open invitation by this Master Jack.
Yes.
Correct?
Indeed.
As we discussed before, it is just a open mission from another province. So Master Jack must be someone with great renown indeed. being capable of not only posting his assignments within his own guild halls, but also far outstretching it and putting them up here within Farwater itself.
What do you know of Master Jack?
Barely little, actually. He seems to be a master analyst, one within the establishment of not only the province of Artelos, but their capital, Artesia. Let me just take a real quick look-see right here to make sure that I'm not saying anything wrong. There we go.
Dungeon Daddy's never wrong. Even if it's wrong, then it's the new right.
Even more so, while he calls himself Master Jack, he is actually the regional master, holding dominion over the entire province of Artelos. This would put him on a great pedestal, which I find odd, not even knowing a last name of the fellow.
That is odd. And that means that he is somehow a supervisor of my uncle's, then, a superior.
Assuming that your uncle has the status that you ascertained, then probably yes. A regional master analyst is one that holds dominion over an entire province. There are but 12 within the entire empire. By the way, I have here his visage, at the very least the one that he carries on him, and Neil pushes forward like the documentation of the assignment, basically outlining the different types of stones that could hold within them soul energy, with like the different means to analyze them, and from there on ascertaining the actual monetary value that would be bestowed upon the guild, and with that to you as payment. Like very, very dry texts that you have seen many times before. Go ahead and make a perception check for me real quick.
16 plus 6, 22.
22. You see the photograph, or the drawing of this man that is put next to this assignment, is what seems to be a high elf with very pale skin, elongated ears, a little bit long face. It does seem oddly familiar, but you can't really put your finger on where you've seen this visage before.
Does he remind me of Lyra?
No. So looking at it, Lyra has a little bit of a different facial structure, not as pale skin, but then again, looking at this Master Jack, his pale skin could also just be because he never leaves any of his laboratories. You have seen many different wizarding folks that did the same thing. Lyra's pointed ears, although long, are not as long as the ones of Master Jack, betraying that their lineage must differ at least a couple of generations.
Okay.
Do you think perhaps if the stone, the soul stone, was big enough that it would win me an audience with this Master Jack? Perhaps the opportunity to speak with him at distance.
Neil gets the document back for a moment and begins to rummage through. You can hear him do like a couple of calculations and goes, Normally no, but perhaps if one, like myself, would pull a couple of strings, we could frame this in a slightly better light, so to speak. If we could ascertain that soul stones are at least salvageable from this area, it would open up an entire new avenue for his research. Different negotiations between the Silver Shore branch of the Cerulean Circle and the Artelos branch would need to be strengthened. He would need analysts over here to be able to ascertain the different values of these stones.
And
Perhaps
of
if we
course,
could-
he would need the practical knowledge of seekers as well. I see where you're going, I believe. Perfect. Neil, you've been a great ally to me ever since my
Hmm.
arrival here.
Then let us shake on it, Tarush. You bring me these soul stones, only me, and we will see to it that we can get an audience with this master.
Very well.
Perhaps, if he is already casting a net as wide as the different provinces of the Empire, he might even have the ambitions to become Grandmaster, or even High Researcher himself. And you know that the High Researcher is a singular person that is the leader of the entire research branch that lords over all analysts and developers and the like.
Then let us ascend together when he does.
Neil extends his arm and you shake it. And he also pushes the documentation that he had before him towards you. This is but one of many copies, as there might be other people that want to pick up this open invitation of finding soul stones. Take this one with you. Who knows? It might come in handy.
What exactly did he give me?
Basically, the documentation of this assignment. So,
Okay.
basically, together with the small device that was handed to you, like the small wand that basically casted a very specific identify like magic or detect magic spell to find these stones, you could yourself ascertain the different values of the stones that you would find.
Okay.
And now you also have like a picture of Master Jack, if you
Okay.
would.
And remind me, the wand was only to identify, but I can't use it as a beacon or a compass or anything, right?
No, it's
Okay.
just like when you find different things, it basically just functions as the detect magic cantrip. So that would be, I think, a radius of 30 feet, if my memory serves me correctly. We would have to look it up. So a small like pulse, but nothing to actually like point you in the right direction over like large distances of land.
Perfect. All right. I nod.
Thank you. And Master Estes, you have been good to me. Thank you.
Not a master just yet, but who knows? If this puts us in the right light, you might become a master seeker, and I master analyst.
I love it. May the 11 favor you, and I hope to see you again post haste.
With great results, I hope.
And
Good luck in your
Tarush-
endeavors.
Tarush stands up, gives him one more nod as the clinking of his small jewelry basically rattles throughout the small chamber. I forgot, he's not wearing armor, Tarush. He's just wearing his fancy clothing and jewelry. He then turns around.
Any idea where to begin?
Honestly, with all of this, I would be as clueless as you are. These sorts of stones were unknown to me before just a couple of days ago. There are some descriptions here, and it seems that they are somehow normal crystal protrusions that would be found in any earth or mountain ridges, but somehow also contaminated by different sorts of magics. The document that I just gave you describes many different kinds of stones that might function enough to hold soul energy. It is not a singular thing that he is searching for, but just a plethora of different things that might function in a similar manner. Basically anything that can be used to hold this energy of one's soul, however small, will be beneficial to him.
I still have some small shards of some crystal plague things that we gathered from the bard's cellar, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed those immediately and I used the wand. Nothing?
No detection. No. You feel a similar detect magical pulse with like a slight change in coloration, if you will, from the detect magic cantrip that you yourself know and cast. But as it pulses outward, like Neil also looks at you for a moment, like intrigued. No luck?
Worth a try, but no luck.
Always.
Then I shall be on my way.
Very well. Good hunting.
And, you too.
I depart. And I wait basically in the lobby. I'll just grab, like, whatever the nerdy mage equivalent of a waiting room magazine is, you know, Wizards Today or
Mages Are Us.
Yeah, top 5 ways to get your spells noticed by women, stuff like that.
Thaumaturgy today.
And I wait on Edge and Olam.
Yeah.
10 uses of prestidigitation you didn't know you wanted.
I don't know if you noticed, but I sent you 2 secret messages to tell you where Crone has been while I was gone.
And you have sent those to my WhatsApp?
Your personal WhatsApp.
My personal WhatsApp.
I love how we like whisper to the DM by texting him, but he completely ignores his phone during the stream. It's great.
Because I'm playing!
Yeah, no, I know, but it's like it's a great workaround, guys. It's something that definitely works, and we should not think about changing at all.
Alright. This is done. Then, as you, Tarush, wait for a moment, eventually Olam and Edge venture forth out of the libraries of the Cerulean Circle, and I believe that for now your business here has concluded. So to not wait to not let Maxime and Vincent wait too long, we will say that you guys head back to the lake house for a moment. No more than 15 minutes walking from the Cerulean Circle guild house that you just exited, where you find that both Jack and Crowan have returned, and you are now ready to speak your minds and decide what the hell you're going to do today.
While we're walking back to the lake house, I'm trying to teach Nox to wait for me and then come when I whistle. Come to me when I whistle, Vincent, you dirty little bastard!
Go ahead
I
and make a
heard that
nature check.
chuckle. Sorry.
Go ahead and make a nature check.
Nature. Oh, there's something that I need to start putting points into.
Well, technically, because Nox is a familiar to you, Nox just follows your directions completely because, like,
Okay.
you guys are so in sync.
So I don't actually have to train him. Shit?
You don't have to use animal handling
Yeah.
in that sort of way.
But familiars
Okay.
are like magical animals that
Yeah.
are smarter than the average animal.
Basically, we flavored it so that Nox isn't like magically bound to you. He's just a monkey that really likes you a lot.
Yeah.
So you know what? For flavor wise, just go ahead and give me a just straight up charisma roll to like empathically like.
That's better because I have +0 on nature, but +4 on charisma. That's awful. I'm putting this dice in timeout because it's been rolling shit the whole time I've been warming it up. I rolled a 3 for a total of 7.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you walk back, you try to lure Nux to come to you. So you put him down, you walk a little bit, and then eventually you're like, come on, little buddy. And Nux just stands there, then looks to the right, looks at you, looks to the right, and you
It's like,
follow,
no.
and you
Don't
follow
do
his
it.
eyes, where you just see like walking by like a small fruit cart that is heading to market as of this moment.
Never mind, I know
And,
where this is going.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go check out the fruits
Yeah.
to gain
God
some
damn
free
it.
time right now.
Yeah, so your 15-minute walk is elongated to 25 as Edge needs 10 minutes to eventually like get
Constantly
Nox
wrangling my
away.
monkey.
Oh, and as of this moment, as you are still wrangling Nox,
Oh, no.
we have two things. First off, Amura, thank you so much for your continued support, as you have once again subscribed to our beautiful channel for 6 months now, half a year. Damn, bitch, it's good shit. And as to like make it bold-faced that you have subscribed to us, the Wild Magic Surge is also completed. So with that, my dear old Charlie, we require
A roll.
a roll.
Oh yeah, that's me, isn't it? All right, here
yes,
we go.
it is.
It's always you, Charlie. Always you.
It's always been you.
That
I
is
need
a
to-
6.
6.
Oh wait, thank
Hey,
God.
that's you.
The 4 was a fireball, right?
Yeah, 4 is a fireball. I'm already very happy it's not a 4.
It's like having a moment here.
There we go. This one. 7, you said?
6.
6.
6. All
My
right.
roll was a 7.
All right. So I am afraid that your 25-minute walk is elongated even more, as no. You know what? No. We need another roll 20, d20, sorry, to ascertain who is targeted. And as always, you guys are odd because you're an odd bunch.
I don't know why, but it's putting a green filter over Maxime's face when I roll the die now. 7.
7. You guys are odd, damn it. I was hoping for an even because that would be fun. But no, the artifact pulses, and each and every one of you, as you are running, you eventually slow down as you are slowed and just walking by sluggishly for quite a while.
Does
so
this
for a
count
moment,
for Nox too?
oh yeah, for
Imagine him going for the fruit like.
and then like the fruit cart is just like no, and just begins to slowly walk
and
away.
he's behind it like.
As Nox is still mid-air trying to grasp one of the nectarines that was just lying there, completely succulent and ready for him to be devoured. But no, Nox can only like shut his jaws mid-air as he tumbles to the ground.
If we pass the cart, I'll drop a silver if I get unslowed by then. If not, then we're just trying to make it home.
Like the cart just sees in slow motion a like saliva drooling monkey with behind it a white tiefling. The cart first sees the monkey and just goes no, and then sees you and goes no, and begins to
Fuck
quickly
no.
walk away. Indeed, turning the no into a fuck no. As this is going on, Jack, what would you be doing right now, as of this moment?
That's a good question. I think I would still be examining the zombie that arrived for me.
Mhm.
Bit, just see if it needs any patching up or if it needs like some maybe like a clean cloth or a bit of formaldehyde. But it does actually look really good. So I don't think I need to do anything about it yet at this moment. Maybe the smell, but I think people will get used to it. I think that's the main point. People will get used to the smell.
All right,
That's
then
possible.
as you are examining this being, for a moment the pulse of magical fourth wall breaking energy also hits you, and I will need you to go ahead and make me a reflex saving throw.
Okay.
Zooey. That is going to be an 8.
An 8. All right.
Yes.
So as you are like doing all of this, for a moment you get the basket with rats because the that was basically like the zombie was the delivery mechanism. Like a bunch of rats from your farm was of course also part of the of the gift that your parents sent you. So as you take out the basket, you hold it on one of your hands for a moment as you begin to examine the rest of the zombie. But then as the slow hits you, you can only slowly turn your head to the side as you are not fast enough to balance the basket as you see it fall down on the floor, and all 12 rats inside him are scared, frightened, and begin to scatter throughout the entire room. What do you do?
Well, luckily I wrote a whole thesis. It's called Nature's Vacuum, the role of rats in our agrarian society. So I have studied rats extensively, and I know one thing can always help, and that's food. I need to procure something that smells nice, and out of pure experience, I need to get some like nice smelling herbs, something like basil or mint. They love it. So I am going to quickly, slowly run to like a kitchen, making sure that all the doors are closed. However, I don't think this is a very well sealed off room, but it's worth a try. And I'm gonna try to get some herbs that smell nice, like some fresh herbs.
All right. In that case, go ahead and make me a diplomacy check real quick.
That's a 19.
A 19. All right. Not too shabby. As you, quickly as you can, but very slow motion, walk towards the bar, it is at this moment in time, as all moments in time for the lake house, a busy moment. So you see one of the barmaids walk towards you. You actually know her because Gwen has been serving you guys for a couple of days now as you've been staying here. So she walked up to you like, "Hey Jack, what can I do for you?" You gotta speak up.
I say I say 4 words. I say special.
Are you?
I love that his microphone cut out for like half of that.
You should have heard. Wait, I'm gonna try to do it again. Maybe this will work. So it's gonna be like. It's like we've had enough. We've had enough. I basically say spell rats basil, and I hope that she understands.
Let's see.
Oh, you meant basil. I was like, the fuck is basil?
It's the English pronunciation of basil.
Isn't it basil?
It's in.
Or is that like RP versus American
In the
English?
former European Union, we said basil.
Okay.
All right. So you're fucked up on some spell, and you need basil.
Yes.
She walks off for a moment, gets some back. There you go. I'll add 2 copper to your tab, I guess.
I instantly like turn around and do like a slow motion sprint back, and I say, "Thank you."
And Gwen is already off to help other patrons of the lake house.
As is my voice, apparently.
But with that, you eventually come back to your small establishment, and it seems while you are very slowly putting out the basil, like cracking it a little bit so like the smell permeates. And next to that, the rats also know you a little bit because you smell like the parents, and perhaps you might even know a couple of these small little figures before you went out on your own adventures. So we will say that during this time you are capable of getting all these rats back in the basket. Crowan, same question for you. As slowness hits you out of the blue, what are you doing?
Depends on what time it is. I think I finished my conversation with the priest then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking back home, I guess.
All right. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
That's an 11, I think.
An 11. All right.
Yeah.
In that case, as eventually you are just walking in and boom, slowness hits, you see from the corner of your eye a figure that is, now that he sees that you are completely slowed all of a sudden, also stumble a little bit, not realizing what is going on. and you see a hooded figure come from like a small alleyway, shiftily looking around, and then just quickly walks up to you. And what do you have on your person?
Yeah, nothing. It's all my stuff. All my stuff.
I was thinking, is Crone gonna get mugged? And that's exactly what happened.
I see him though, right?
I went to a ghost image, quick.
You see this happen, but you are slowed. So basically, this person was already like stalking you a little bit, seeing that you have, for example, a very shiny weapon on your belt, and was like, this might be interesting. And then eventually you
try
get
to scare him with my intimidating glare, even though I'm slowed.
Sure. So as this person walks up to you, you slowly turn this evil glare in their direction. Go ahead and make me an intimidation check.
15.
15? Alright. As this person walks up to you, you slowly begin to turn his way, and he just like takes a couple of steps like in the same direction that you were turning your head. So you guys can't really make eye contact, and you can hear him come to your side, and he just goes like, "I'm a not to take up too much of your time, sir. This is just let's see," and he's going to rummage through your coin purse and see if he can find like 2 gold pieces. Like he's a little bit intimidated. The 15 is not too worse of a roll, but it's not enough to. Basically, what he's going to try to do is make this a problem for you, but not big enough so you will search out
Chase him
retribution.
off, yeah.
Ghost
Okay.
image.
Oh, do we have a ghost image? Oh, there we go. Ooh, hell yeah. So, Crowan, you are still wearing the somewhat faded, but like the demon mask, like around your person, right? I would figure this is not a moment that you actually have it
On my face, no.
on your
With it.
face, but yeah, I see it. So as this person begins to like rummage through your coin purse, looking for a couple of gold coins, you see that a little bit of the energy that has slowed you down now begins to permeate around the mask, and the mask begins to growl a little bit as from your shadow and the mask, a red permeation of illusion magic turns around your very person and begins to growl at this one poor sucker, who then, oh fuck, stumbles to the ground. I'm sorry, didn't find anything. You have a very good day, sir. And he quickly bolts off back into the alleyway from whence it came.
Oh, that went better than expected.
You spend the next minute telling yourself. With that being said, Olam, Tarush, you still see Edge run through all of this, and Edge, you are muted, by the way. So if you were saying something, we didn't.
No, I was doing a mute because I was doing that went better than expected, but really slowly, which is very annoying when someone else is talking. I was just miming it out, but
Fair enough. Just checking that we didn't miss anything from your side. Olam, Tarush, what are you guys doing as you are walking back home and eventually everything slows down?
I feel like Olam would become a little bit paranoid maybe, because what the heck, she's already having to focus to act normal and walk like on 2 legs and doing the normal stuff, and now she's going slower than you're supposed to be going. So I think she would just fall. Yeah, probably
Oops.
just hits a tiny rock or something and just falls slowly to the ground.
I was
and then
imagining
just
like a
stays
toddler
there because-
tantrum. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like this. I'm gonna just drop right here.
And it's more safe to be on the ground than walking in slow motion, I feel like, so yeah.
In that case, go ahead and make me a reflex saving throw. By the way, is my camera acting up right now? No? Is it doing good on your part?
Oh, Yeah,
Sometimes it kind of lags a bit and then
Yeah.
speeds up
Right?
to make up for the
Coffee.
difference.
Anyhow, reflex saving throw.
I have this thing that I do follow my pulse because I'm
The cat.
cat.
Oh,
But I'm not sure if that does anything right now.
still, go ahead and make me a reflex saving throw.
That's an 18 plus reflex is 8 to 26.
26. I'm gonna try and turn off my camera and put it back on real quick. See if that works. There we go. How is that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Think so, huh?
Magic fuckery also fucked up the camera of our dungeon daddy.
Even my camera was slowed. Even my camera was in fucking character. Alright, so, sorry, reflex saving throw. What was the number?
26.
26. Alright.
Yeah.
Then as you slowly begin to fall, you begin to, like, because Nideko came with a good question, like, does the world speed up? I would say because this is, like, magically slowed, your like, senses still work a normal way, so you're just, like, very, very slow in your movements. So you have enough time to basically go down and go, like, I have accepted my fate. However, as you do this, it seems that a small little feline creature was intrigued by this other large cat, and now that it had slowed down, seemingly was very interested in just coming your way a little bit. And as this small, like, patchwork kitty with all different colors of fur around its body goes towards you, it, like, purls up below you for a moment, and if you would not have rolled such a high reflex save, then you might have squished the kitty. But you, in your feline dexterity, are capable of turning around and curling around the kitty as it falls. And the kitty just goes like, oh, this is a nice slow pet. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this. And eventually you lie on the ground there, and then the kitty just curls up for a moment.
Quickly, someone, like, scare Olam so that she makes, like, the weird cat jump in slow motion, you know, where she's the startled cat jump. Like,
Right now, it wouldn't have, like, the room to do the kitty biscuits yet, because Olam is still falling and, like, landing on the ground. So now they're just, like, curled around each other a little bit.
Does the kitty steal her stuff?
Yeah. The kitty draws its knife and shanks Olam and then takes all Olam's stuff.
That's fair.
Yeah.
watch out, the cat has a knife.
Tarush, what do you do?
Cat has 10 knives.
Tarush is very frustrated, of course. He is not in the mood for this. He has already been assaulted heavily today by freaking faceless stalker. So, what he does is he activates his shield spell, and then sustains it as he slowly keeps on walking, in order to shield himself from people bumping into him or anything.
Very well. Go ahead and just make me a, basically a spell attack roll for the sake of this.
23.
23. As all of this is going on, eventually a passerby comes a little bit close and goes to, like, hey dude, are you okay? And you give him, like, a glare, like, dude, not right now. So, okay, sorry, none of my business. And with that, all of the chaos slowly subsides from this entire situation. And although it will take a little bit longer than you initially wanted it to, all of you make your way back to the lake house as the magic of the artifact slowly subsides and speed returns to your bodies ever so gradually.
I do want to buy Nox and Nectarine, though, because that was a lot on us, and especially very confusing for a monkey, I think.
Well, it's good that you're a monk, because you will need to, like, do a jog to catch up with the guy and buy a nectarine from him and give it to Nox.
That's fine. And just, you know, start breaking some stuff up and feeding it to him.
Do you know, like, the small capuchin monkeys that are, like, eating a grape? Like...
Nox is a capuchin monkey.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks for reading the description.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean those. I meant marmosets.
Oh,
Like
with the
really
big,
small
big
monkeys.
beardy ones?
Like this big monkey.
Yeah, marmosets.
That was a marmoset. Then that was me a marmoset. Like very aggressively eating the fruit. Anyhow, eventually all of you make your way back to the lake house, where the different sounds of people having conversations, drinks, foodies is in full swing. As right now we would be like after, basically people are still there for like late lunches. We would be like around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon as of this moment.
Okay.
With that being said, all of you find your way towards a similar place where you might meet, speak, and, well, make plans for the rest of the day.
Did the kitty follow me, or did it just stay behind?
As many kitties do, it followed you for a couple of meters until it got bored and walked away.
Boo.
Oh, that's why we keep losing Olam.
Just walk away.
But you think Olam and Edge are best friends? It's like Edge would 100% also get bored and just walk off and get lost or something.
So, what now? We have several leads to follow, I suppose, but either way, what business do we still have before we round up the Silver Sentinels and make our way towards the basin?
How big is the basin?
Big. Approximately like a third to a quarter of the city's entire surface.
Okay.
So,
If you want, I can turn on the battle map. I think you have it on there. Yeah, there you go. Give you a little show.
Tarush, as you were sitting here, you have some divine knowledge bestowed upon you by the chat, as you realize you don't know Jack, but maybe the others might? Shrug.
And Tarush looks around confused.
Well,
And he taps his own ear for a moment.
has any of you ever heard of, well, a wizard named Jack? Except for that one.
And I
Yeah, I
slide
was gonna
forward.
say, I point to Jack.
I slide forward the image I have.
Of course
the
I
high
know.
elf.
He's me.
That does not look like me.
The rest of you, all four of you, go ahead and make me a perception check.
I fail with an 11.
Okay.
The dice are not in my favor. 15.
15.
I got a 10.
You get 10.
Yeah.
22 for me, please.
Nice, Jack.
22.
Carry the party.
The jackness of this
of course.
figure, the jackness of this figure does also nestle itself inside your brain, Jack. And while the rest of your party members don't really see anything, you and Tarush both have this like, I feel like I've seen this guy before somewhere. But where though? Pale skin, blue eyes, very long ears. Weird.
Well, if we met him, there's about a 50% chance we killed him, so... And not like this one.
So Tarush shakes his head, shrugs.
Ask Lyra and the High Host later. For now, what next? How is the, how's, Buddy doing?
How is Buddy doing?
How's Buddy doing?
You think to yourselves, and all of you come to the realization that you had left Lyra and Buddy, left Buddy in Lyra's care here at the lake house.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But I was just like in character checking in.
Perhaps we should check in once more with Buddy, see if any new knowledge has come to him that we can use. Any other suggestions on how to proceed?
you still know that the captain, Bradley, of the Silver Sentinels, the one within which you rooted out their corruption, still is waiting for you to basically have a debriefing of this all and to make plans now with the might of the Silver Sentinels at your, not disposal, but at least pointing in the same direction, and where you still are capable of getting a reward.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like anything we want to do before we commence
Gotcha.
with the next step, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Money first, questions later.
Tarush is kind of confused at the silence. The pack, normally so opinionated and...
Opinionated.
Yes, that's what I said.
welcome.
Is currently silent.
Mm-hmm.
Edge just literally talked, you douche.
What kind of resource? What kind of resources do we have to find something in a basin? It's basically a needle in a haystack at that point.
It
This is
is.
soft search.
It is a closer lead than we have had before. If we have the Silver Sentinels at our disposal, I would think that we have a good search party to rely on.
Yes, but the Aboleth apparently can control minds. If you know what I mean.
Right. I had a thought on this. I'll get around to that later. For now, I say then we check in with Buddy and then head towards the Silver Sentinel headquarters.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
You all go up on ahead. I will check this image with the High Host for just a moment.
While we walk up the stairs, I'm like a napkin that I have, and I'm trying to clean Nox's face a bit. Like, hold still.
And Nox is like very satiated with like the piece of fruit, like just going
You know that face that toddlers do when they just like. And,
That's the one. All right, so you, all of you, step forward. The rest of you are checking with Buddy.
Yeah.
Tarush is quickly walking towards the bar, where you can see that Zarel is now talking some things over with the other personnel that helms this place. Probably just speaking like about what they are going to do for dinner arrangements and the like. And as Tarush, you walk up and like beckon him for a moment. He steps forward and goes, "Tarush, what can I do for you?"
Question. You know people. You know a lot of
I
people.
do indeed.
Ever seen someone like this?
And I hold up the image, Scott Pilgrim style.
Ah, that's a natural one.
He doesn't.
I'm blind.
Doesn't seem like someone, Master Jack. Doesn't look like our Jack. Can't say that I do. What should I know him from?
Highly positioned mage within the Cerulean Circle. But he's familiar to myself, at least, but I cannot place what I know him from.
Well, I do know and have spoken to basically your boss, I believe. The Weave Grandmaster himself that has taken up place here within in the Farwater offices. But that is Vade Fenice, a fire ganassi wizard. Not a high elf such as Jack. Does Jack live here within the city limits, or...?
No, in fact, he is, he resides, I believe, in the capital.
I see. Well, that would, explain things why I did not know him. It, seems my days as of late keep me confined to my quarters here within the lake house most of the time. The only reason I really get out anymore is for, well, fancy schmancy dinners in different places. But even those, I try to keep to a minimum.
I wonder. You have any scrolls lying around? Spell scrolls?
Lying around?
Pretty sure you've
well,
asked him this before.
We are a place that offers spellcasting services for a fee.
That's perfect. Anyone of the occult spellcasting. Would that be you?
I have a great deal of occult spellcasting capabilities.
Excellent. Would you be... How long from here to the basin?
From here to the basin is just outside the city limits. From here on to the, northwestern gate would take you about 15 minutes. Going outside of the city isn't a problem anyway, and then it will be like half an hour's walk through beautiful lands across the main channel that siphons the water into our city.
And
How so?
do you have any meta magic at your disposal in order to lengthen durations of your spell?
What kind of spell are we talking about?
Animus Mine.
Animus Mine.
A fellow apprentice of mine spoke to me of this once, and I believe it would be a great boon to have on our side were we to face the Aboleth, the mind-controlling creature. But I believe it does not last long enough for us to go from here to the basin and then find the creature.
Well, go ahead and make a diplomacy check real quick.
It's not super high. That is a natural 8 plus 9, 17.
We have already talked before about the lake house aiding these endeavors. You are putting the lake house and me in particular in a difficult spot, Tarush. We cannot just bend the rules and begin to hand out different forms of spellcasting freely, but...
Oh, I, of course, do aim to compensate you. Of course. I should say. But I was hoping perhaps we're saving the city type of discount.
While I myself do not possess these metamagic functions that you speak of, the lake house has many different friends within the city limits. If you would wish to purchase such a spellcasting service, at the very least I could bring you in contact with the right person that can elongate the duration of this spell for you.
Perfect. Yes.
Far from perfect, but doable.
If you can do this, then I will relay my plan to the rest of the pack. But I do not see them saying no to my idea.
We never do.
You can see in all of this, like he's conflicted. He's conflicted with, like, go ahead and make a perception check. Real quick.
Yeah, I was about to. That's a 13.
13. He's just pondering over different things in his mind.
What gives? Are you...
Nothing for now.
Very well. Is there anything I can do to help financing-wise?
Well, it depends, of course, on what these contacts that I will be looking for might be looking for, but for something like this, a second-level spellcasting would run you about 5 to 10 gold pieces, depending on what kind of contact we can
Per spell.
get for you. Per spell, yes.
And this would be including the lengthened duration.
Probably bring it up to the higher echelons of 8, 9 gold pieces, perhaps, but something across those lines.
Perfect. I'll suggest it. Then, thank you. High host. I shall see you soon.
Very well. And with that, you leave and enter in the rest of your party formation as you walk up to take a look at Buddy.
Yeah,
and
they've
see
already
what the
been
hell
there
he's
for a
doing.
while, so...
Yeah. Yes, so as the rest of you walk up, the door to one of your chambers is opened up and you enter. As you can see, Lyra, your high elf companion, and Buddy, the small little on two legs walking fish creature as they are basically trying to communicate in some basic ways. You see different pieces of paper strewn out on the table in front of them, piece of charcoal that Lyra uses to like draw different symbols and the like. And as you open the door, they both look up towards you, nod. And what would you like to do?
Yeah, how's Buddy doing, Mood?
Mood. He looks a little bit serious, but you can see... well, go ahead and make a perception check. Might be a little bit too hard to ascertain, as facial features of these fish creatures might not be as easy to read as humans.
25.
25. In that case, yes, and you indeed understand what you can see in his fish-like eyes. As he looks up, you can see that he has a little bit of a stern brow, like he's concentrating and focused and a little bit serious. But as you enter, you can see like a slim smile, just like a nod of friendly recognition as you enter the room. Doesn't seem sad or distraught or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm gonna just. Do we still are able to communicate with him, or do we have to use some kind of magic?
You tell me.
Okay.
What was the last interaction that you had with Buddy?
Well, I remember the last time we had to have Zorel translate for us, but I don't want to do that again.
Well, let's try to keep this. Let's try to bring this in character, because right now you guys are just talking about things out of character.
Shall we ask Buddy what he knows about the basin and if there's a place where he suspects the aboleth could lie?
We could certainly try.
Tarush, you had a spell. Oh, Tarush had a spell that could translate, right? Or no longer? Or
we have paper and pens. We can draw it.
Yes, we can try. He knows more stuff.
We can try to make him a map.
A map, yeah. But how can we ask the question aboleth? That is a bit my issue.
We have a map of the with the water where we went through. Maybe we can just show that and he can point.
Sewer system, yes. You do indeed have maps of those.
But the sewer system goes to the basin as well, right?
Not entirely towards the basin. The basin is outside of the city limits, and the sewer system is really just inside the city limits itself.
Yeah, remember when
probably,
I had a plan to like get to the basin via the sewers, but that was impossible.
Yeah. So
But still, he can like point at where we have to go, alright? Or maybe where there's yes.
I don't think the sewers will help us. I think we can always ask about if he knows something about the basin. Just draw the basin and see. Is there anything interesting there?
Don't we have a map above the water system?
I mean, you have a map of the city. Like you could easily buy a simple map of the city on most well, not every street corner, but like just venturing forth into the city, you can easily get a map of said city.
I think that's better than drawing it.
At this moment, Lyra also stands up for a moment and says, well, for what it's worth, after our ritual, and our little friend over here is now a bona fide, I believe it is more of a clerical nature, but at least capable of magic, a spellcaster, it seems that all of you, and I, in some certain way, helping to awaken his mind has making Buddy quite a bit brighter. I've actually been able to, with some effort, communicate some simple ideas with him. So this might indeed be the time to see if we can get some more information out of him. He seems eager to get rid of Fish Monster, is as far as we got to basic communications.
Okay.
The shepherd.
I give Buddy a nectarine. He's been doing so good.
So he
I want to
understands the
stimulate this
concept.
behavior. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. He understands the concept of fish monster.
Eventually, I made this simple drawing, and you can see that Lyra made like the whatchamacallit, like with the 4 different points and the 3 eyes in the middle, like the ritualistic depiction of the shepherd, the aboleth that you have seen across different places. And now you can see that you have a nice little claw mark of 3 small claws through the picture, ripping it up. A very clear depiction of a scum's claw, realizing that this fish monster is not really that okay anymore.
Okay. So, can you? Basically, I'm gonna take a map of the basin of something that's clearly recognizable as a basin, show it to Buddy, and ask him, "Fish monster where?" And
Go ahead and make a nature check for me as you try with.
Nature. How good is my nature? I think
animal handling is nature. I'm sorry.
Yeah, how good is my nature? That's my question. Okay, and let's see. Now a 12.
12. As you get out the map of the city and you push it to one side, focusing on the basin and the surrounding different places, you point to the picture that is ripped up, point towards the basin, and Buddy, who has now taken the nectarine from you, Edge, and actually like gives you a nice little nod and begins to eat it. You can already see that it is no longer like a small animal. They're like, oh, food. He takes it in with like one hand, shows it to you with a nod of approval and thanks. He is already looking more like an actual humanoid being.
I love him so much.
And as Crone is doing this, he just goes. And then he points to another simple depiction where Lyra had drawn a question mark. We got to the point that he points towards that as if he doesn't understand what we are trying to make known to him.
He's doing so good, you guys.
I point to myself. I showed the drawing of the aboleth of the fish monster, and then I try to hit him. I show myself hitting him, the fish monster, and then I point at him to try like asking for help. As far as I get with my sign language.
With that, Buddy looks at you, punching the picture of the aboleth, and like nods in understanding. He then puts up his own hand and like balls it to a fist for a moment. Like he is aligned with your cause. And then Crone, overwhelmed by the support that Buddy has given, has
The
dropped out of his
cuteness was too much to handle.
Oh my god. And we're back. So you're pretty sure that Buddy indeed is aligned with you and wants also to get rid of this fish monster.
Okay, good.
But he didn't really understand what you were trying to say. Olam, Edge, Jack, any one of you want to try something?
I'm already so impressed with what the little guy is doing. I am gonna go downstairs and see if I can buy him more food.
With tears in your eyes?
No.
Oh.
No tears, just full of parental pride in a weird way.
Very well, very well.
I myself am in full observation mode. I'm making notes, like what does he do, what can't he do, and just looking.
All right. For the sake of this, then go ahead and make me a perception check real quick.
Oh, that's 12.
12. You're very interested in whatever is going on, and you are very like flabbergasted a little bit, like, whoa, what the hell just happened? So no real practical things coming to you yet. You're a little bit what you call it?
Flabbergasted.
Yeah, flabbergasted. Just a little taken aback by what is happening right now. Hola?
Yes, Lyra. You know more about magic than I do, I think. But he knows magic now, right?
He seems to do so indeed, yes.
Does he know any spells that can find the spot that the fishy monster is?
Not that I know of. Up until now, we have seen that he can cast a couple of different spells. Most of them seem to be vocal-based. His vocal cords have to seem to be developed as well right now. He can cast the first level Soothe spell, which is a spell that heals the wounds of whatever hears the melody. I believe that we also saw this in action, actually, when we got ambushed
Yes.
earlier today. Next to that, it seems that in a similar way that you guys had learned before, Buddy is now also capable of creating those crystals. A spell that for now I have given a working title of Crystal Resonance, where Buddy can create a crystal and then on subsequent castings can continue to create these different crystals, letting them hum and, well, as we have seen before, like resonate with the echoes of power that we are trying to thwart. So perhaps best not to look into that one a lot.
Oh! I had something about that, that I was thinking of, because before Tarush said that if we fight the monster, Buddy will become more like a pet thing, right?
Well, I've been thinking about that because up until now, all of the scum that we have seen and that we have fought with all seem to be very much in league with the Shepherd, with or against their will. But Buddy seems to be different. And his, for lack of a better word, ascension that we have brought upon him was not done by the Shepherd, it was done by all of us. Sure, we used different reagents that the scum seem to use within their bases as well, but that being said, the determination that we see within Buddy, I'm not so sure. We of course do not know the powers of this aboleth. Its magics seem to be very old and ancient, and for that reason very hard to ascertain the details of, but I'm not so sure if Buddy will be taken from us that quickly.
Okay. So we don't have to put him in some sort of protection spell room or thing so that he will stay the same.
Well, but we need his aid when we eventually face the Shepherd.
So, Tarush, as he's heading towards the room, is kind of jogged past by Edge, who's enthusiastically going down for drinks, and Tarush is like, well, okay, well, not gonna ask. And he walks into the room.
So, where are we?
You see, we seem to agree that the fish monster must go, but he doesn't seem to understand the question of where he is.
Tarush looks at the map laid out.
Do we know if he understands the concept of a map? Oh,
That's
hey,
true.
Lyra.
Lyra nods in your direction.
Not sure.
Well, if he doesn't know what the map is and how this works, which I understand, maybe we should go take him outside.
Well, it might be interesting to see if perhaps we can stimulate his mind. May I give it a try before we go outside with him?
Go
If you
ahead.
don't hurt him.
Promise.
If you hurt him, all bets are off, and I will kill you.
I don't
You're
know.
not there!
There's a faint whisper somewhere.
Edge will know.
So, Tarush, what are you trying to do?
So I kind of lead Buddy back to the map.
Buddy. How would you... Let me try this.
And I put down my... I tap down my staff, which stays straight up, standing on the ground, as unlikely as that is, and draw some energy from it to create, using prestidigitation, and I create like a tiny little, a very crude and not quite accurate figure that resembles the general shape of a scum, like a little.
You can't create illusions with prestidigitation.
It's not an
Pathfinder
illusion.
Second edition.
It's an object. I can create objects.
Oh, you can create objects with it? Oh,
Yes.
awesome. I swallowed back my words.
Small, crude objects. So basically, I create like a little fish-like figure that looks kind of like a fish, and I point at the thing.
This is you.
Go ahead and make a Arcana check for me in this one, or a spellcasting, like a spellcasting attack again.
Same number, so 21.
I think so, right? Yeah. How much?
21.
21. All right. With that, you hold out this crude depiction of Buddy, and he just goes. He grabs it and goes. Right.
Yes.
And he puts his hand on you. Tahu.
Yes. Excellent.
And like puts his hand on like the wrist of Lyra.
Close enough. I love it.
And then to Olam and goes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Can I please walk back in with food at this point?
As you see him walk towards Crowan and goes. He can't pronounce the K.
Yeah. Nice.
Hoenn.
Close enough,
And then as you come walking in with like a tray of some things, like, okay, I got this and this, and he walks towards you and just puts his hand in your. Ash.
Oh my god.
The tray spills.
I put the tray down on the floor next to me and I just pick him up and I give him a big hug.
And he just like pets you on the back a little bit.
It's okay, but he's gotten so far since we found him, guys.
All right. So
Him being the one better in control of his emotions right now.
100%. Like, there's a reason that Edge is a monk but is low on whiz.
Buddy, please.
So I grab the little buddy icon.
Buddy, Tarush, we are here.
And I put the little fish marker on the map where we currently are. What's it called?
The lake house.
Oh, right, lake house. I put it down there. And I then focus my energy to create another small token. This one simply a little square with 3 dots running down it.
This is the Abola.
He taps like the square that like the drawing that Lyra created, like understanding that it is indeed the fish monster.
Yes.
So I point. I draw my finger along the map, following the waterway towards the basin, and then circle my finger around the basin, and I put the marker of the aboleth down there.
It is somewhere here, but where? Where?
I overpronounce with my hands, like making a question mark.
Where?
Go ahead and make a animal handling. Oh, sorry, nature check, which is the animal handling basic action.
Natural 18. So I
Nice.
get 19.
All right. Together with like a small bonus that I gave you for the depiction and like different steps that all of you have taken thus far, Buddy picks up like the figurine of the fish monster and like puts it in the basin. But just like in the middle of it.
In water. No cave, no sewers.
Of course, it's in the center.
Buddy goes and grabs at whoever is holding the maps at this moment and begins to rummage through, and eventually he finds what he's looking for, as you, I presume, let him do his thing for now, as he grabs the other map that you have of the sewer system. And he puts that one down and then overlays like the map of the city over it. And he's trying to do something. He is pointing towards one map and then pointing towards the other. I would like all of you
I'll help
to...
him. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'll help him try to figure out where the sewer system meets, like, the city map.
All of you go ahead and make a perception check for me real quick.
Nice.
As all of you are just peering in, trying to help him figure out.
Natural
23.
one. I don't get it. I'm like, what the fuck is this dumb little thing?
17?
17. Crowan.
23.
23.
22 for me.
22. Ooh, and I think we lost a crystal right there for a moment.
Crystal
missed from
said
them.
blue screen, question mark in chat, in our own
Oh
chat.
shit.
What?
So, she's back.
Behold, Crystal.
Yo.
Oh, welcome back. Crystal, Olam's perception check.
Oh, whoa. 18. Oh my god, wait, I have to open everything again. Perception is 25.
25.
See.
All right. Then with that, let's see here. Move towards stat block. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Olam, as Buddy is like, the maps are aligned, and Edge is still trying to get them to fit together better. Tarush is off to the side, sighing as he begins to get irritated by all of this. Crowan and Jack desperately trying to figure out what's going on. You are the only one that picks up that Buddy is like not only pointing towards the map, but he is trying to scratch something. And as he does, you hand him a piece of the charcoal that was used, and Buddy begins to like draw a couple of lines that the rest of you have difficulties with ascertaining the meaning of, but you realize, Olam, that he is trying to mimic what he has seen on the maps of the sewer system and putting it over there at the basin. He's basically trying to communicate to you that whatever he sees as sewers is also there within the basin.
Oh.
But he's basically like doing it as you leave him be for a moment, like all over the basin. So you realize that he might not really know exactly where that is, but he seems to believe that the aboleth lives within sewer systems that are at the basin.
What is he doing? The sewers don't run there. We figured this out already.
Well, maybe they do. We just didn't know it yet.
Maybe it is a different part.
Ancient sewers made by the scum themselves.
Sewers
maybe
that
they
were
made
made
it
useless because of the basin, older parts of the city, maybe.
It seems that Lyra also has a epiphany as she goes, would Buddy actually know the difference between sewer systems and natural caves or ruins?
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe not.
The basin has
There's-
stood here for many, many years, but...
Well, there's definitely something down there.
But we have an entry point, apparently.
So we just have to go there then.
Is there an entry point? That
Not
he
really.
draws?
Like Buddy basically began to draw what he saw on the sewer map, quote unquote, all over the basin. So you realize that he doesn't really know, like, oh, it's right over there. But a little bit of information that he could give to you is that Buddy believes that the shepherd resides within sewers that are somewhere over there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Right.
Seems
So
that
we
we've
have
got
an
to
area to
answer
look
that.
at.
I would say we find the oldest building or ruin and see if we have some luck there.
I think that's a
Perhaps the
smart plan.
captain knows anything.
I think we have to probably canvass the sewer areas that are closest to the place where Buddy is showing us, and try to enter those places.
Well, from what I understand, there are no sewers there that the city maintains, at least.
Well, there were some areas that were no longer used or blocked off, right, by the druids in the...
The druids made temporary holdouts, so to speak, but these weren't sewage systems running underneath the basin. I don't think, to be honest, one would want actual sewer systems beneath the drinking water.
Everyone except Olam, can go ahead and make a society check.
21.
21.
Blackjack, baby.
Ooh.
17.
17.
14.
14. Und Jacques.
And I had 0 pluses, so it's rolling above.
A
A 19.
But it's different die. It's not
19.
the right die.
Edge and Jack, you guys can at least begin to deduce that the basin itself, it's fresh water. Like, it must be at least somehow, at least a little bit natural for there to be a lake just off of the coast that had been tapped into to feed the city of Farwater. And Tarush, with the 20 or above, you coming here as a part of the Cerulean Circle, did some basic research about like the city, and eventually had like an article that you read through that outlined the basic history of the city of Farwater, how it got created by different druids, which makes like the main district so beautifully aligned with like a large cliff face that is very well easily protected, etc., etc. But there you also learn that indeed the basin itself, like the way that it is, has been there a long time, like thousands of years already. This is a normal, natural formation, which made the city of Farwater such a nice place to build, because you could tap into the fresh water over there, and you had like the eastern main, which was back then just a small river, but slowly and surely got expanded by druids. Beautiful place to like block off all trade unless you would pay a hefty tax to the city of Farwater, etc., etc. But the sewer system never got over there. The lake was just a natural formation, and it is vast. Like, of course, there have been like different moments where people explored it and tried to figure out some things, but to actually like completely map out the entirety of such a lake is just too much of a hassle.
And
who knows what's inside it?
Okay. And no recollection of anything about ruins, caverns?
Nothing that you know about.
Okay.
No,
In that case, I would think that it's probably like a natural cavern instead of a ruin.
Yes, or something that at least came before the civilization that we are in right now.
As you guys are clearly showing a somewhat more restful demeanor, Buddy seems to understand that whatever he tried to pass on to you has seemingly found fertile ground, and he
did so
begins to,
good.
like, he begins to laugh and smile a little bit.
I pat his head, and I
then
go
he
like
goes,
this.
And then he goes to another drawing for a moment as he picks it up and shows it to you, which is apparently a line that he drew, and on top of it he has put, like, he actually holds it like with one hand to it, a small piece of the crystal that he is now also capable of creating. And as you try to ascertain what he is saying, Lyra goes, "Ah, yes, that's right. Buddy has been asking for a staff of his own."
Very well.
How do staff work, Darush? Do we need anything special, or does just a piece of wood work?
I would suspect for him it would need to be focus staff representing also whatever divine energy is connected to. So perhaps these would help.
And I grabbed the 3 crystals, the small crystals that I had.
Perhaps we can make something out of this, buddy.
He grabs them together and begins to smell them a little bit, and then he points again to like the stick part on his
Stick.
I will fashion something for you when I have the chance. I mean, yes.
I just nod.
And Lyra points towards the another drawing that they made. That's basically just a check mark, and pointing towards that, Buddy understands and goes in gratitude.
All right. So we have this. We have new knowledge. I say we bring this to the captain then. I had an idea. If we're to face the Aboleth with what we assume our normal arsenal, Lyra, you wish to join us as well, I assume?
I've been through all of this thus far, and this being has tried to enslave me, just as it had done so many others. I will be there to see it through to the end.
Excellent. Buddy will be joining us, but regardless, we will require perhaps a little boost. There's a spell, Animus Mine, which can be placed within the depths of our consciousness and protect us, partially, from mind control. Were the Aboleth to try and access our minds, he would find a psychic backlash of its own. So every time he would try to do this upon one of us, he would, with a bit of luck, be hurt. I am not capable of casting this spell, and I do not believe I have the expertise to learn it, but I've spoken with the High Host, and perhaps we would be able to...
Holy shit, that's a big fucking insect on my pants right now. What the hell? I was like, hey, there's something like scratching on my arm.
Rouge.
What the hell? Anyway.
Such a fucking city boy.
Well, no, it's just I was very surprised at where it came from. Okay, anyway. What was I? Oh, yeah.
But I have spoken with the High Host, and he can arrange perhaps that someone casts it for us for a price. Would you all agree with this?
Can Corin roll occultism to see if he knows what the spell is? Because I just read up on it, but my character party wouldn't know.
It sounds expensive.
It also sounds like something we could very much need, because this Aboleth is a strong being, and I think it's safe to keep ourselves and our minds safe, especially in these dire times.
Crone,
Yeah.
did you roll?
I rolled a 23 on my occultism.
All right, and that's enough. So it seems that indeed in your time as a guard, you have at the very least pondered if this spell was worthwhile to cast upon yourself in one of your many, let's call them witch hunts.
I would have agreed with you, Terush, if we were talking about a scrawny little mage that couldn't take a punch. But Animus Mind mostly just hurts the one casting the mental spell on you. Doesn't protect you that much, from what I have experienced.
It stuns with a bit of luck.
It could stun. That's
Again,
about it.
I think it is one of the best things we could do.
If you can for not so big of price or trouble get a scroll from it, fine. Otherwise, I don't think we should divert too many resources in pursuing this. That is my personal opinion.
What would the rest of you say?
Well, I still don't really know how this that gold thing we pay coin works. So if we have enough, I have a couple that I got. I can give because I don't know how to give it to others and why. So I could give that to do this, but I would like if it would really help.
Alternatively... Oh, yes, Edge.
I agree with Crowlin. We're not going up we're going up against something that is behaving godlike. Who's to say that an expensive spell is even going to help? We might be out dozens of gold and not have it help us in combat.
Then again, we are also going against something godlike. So if we have faith in that our power as a group is gonna help us stop this being, then we also have to have faith that maybe like a proper spell can actually.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Like a
I'm not saying do not find a spell to protect us. I'm just saying do not use that spell. Isn't there like spells like protection from evil that would help us more or something like that?
That was my alternative suggestion. I believe the protection spell would be a very good choice as well, since it protects specifically from mind control as well.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
I think in that case, Olam perhaps would be our best bet to use it. Or Buddy.
Alright then.
Wait, use it on me or should I use it on you guys?
Yes, are you capable of learning a new spell were I to bring you a scroll?
I really would not know. I maybe the things I know I got from Saloon, but now I do know the others. I know maybe they know something that I can learn, but I'm not. I don't know.
Well, that's fair. Perhaps protection would be cheaper then. And
I think so as well.
could perhaps be past. I'll think of something. We'll get there.
Although for the protection spell, you guys would definitely need some scrolls for that, because
Yeah, it's
protection
1
spell
minute.
only works for 1 minute. Yeah. And normally spellcasting services like spellcasting services are most easily done for instantaneous effects. Like for example, like, oh man, I really hate this broken arm. I'm gonna like buy a heal real quick to get it off my back. But for these kinds of buffs, might be easier to get scrolls. Although scrolls are more expensive, because then you have like portable spells, and like the reagents and the like take a hefty amount of coin as well, next to the simple spell slot that is needed to cast it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll try to think of something.
Okay.
I will head down and inform the High Host that he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Very well. Then, as the next order of business, I believe that y'all will go towards the guard captain.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking maybe to speed things up a bit. I'm gonna check on the druids in the sewers to check on my theory that the sewers are linked to caves.
The sewers are linked to caves. Well, technically, you know that the sewers might be linked to caves because you have already been to one place where the scum had broken up the sewers to enter a natural cave formation.
Yeah,
but you're pretty sure that like you have the city with the sewer system, then you have a bunch of nothingness, and then the basin.
Yeah, this is a
you're
lead
pretty
that
sure that the sewers are not linked to the basin.
Yeah, this is a lead that we already tried to pursue, and Tarush already tried to figure out, and got nowhere because it's not connected.
Okay,
there.
so no point of in splitting the party. Okay.
Bueno. All right, then. As you guys are pondering what kind of other magical preparations you might want to take with you to the eventual showdown with the Shepherd, you might also get a little bit of aid from the Silver Sentinels themselves, the arm of law, guard, and military might of not only this city, but the entire province of Silvershore. And as you guys walk upon their fortress, the Silver Citadel, we go ahead and take a little break. And we will back here at 9:55 to continue the adventures of the pack.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
All right, so see you guys then.
You guys did.
Da, ksh, da, 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 da.
And we're back. So, to jump back into our beautiful game of Pathfinder 2nd Edition, last we left off, our heroes of the pack were slowly but surely starting to make their final preparations before heading out and seeing what could be done of the Shepherd. All of its lieutenants and people that he had influenced now being dealt with. The Aboleth fish monster being confined to its lair somewhere within Formar Basin, the lake that supplies the entire city of Farwater with fresh drinking water, and apparently which was now tainted by the fish monster's presence. As part of your preparations, you had basically cleared the entirety of the Silver Sentinels of their corruption, as a lieutenant within their ranks had been captured by none other than the pack itself. With that, the guard captain, Bradley Quintessent, now no longer had his hands tied and could offer you whatever aid he can. Next to the fact that you still are due a just reward for apprehending the corrupt lieutenant and helping the entire city of Farwater. So, off you went towards the Silver Citadel, a large fortress here within the confines of Farwater, next to the entrance of the actual city through the eastern main river, where this large fortress looms over all, to protect them, of course. Here, you are greeted by a couple of Silver Sentinels, the ones that protect and fight all, and you are then led towards the offices of the captain himself, no longer needing to meet with him in small, far-away lane regions, but now you can be brought all the way to the top of the Silver Citadel, where you can find that this large office space is open, and as two large wooden doors engraved with silver depictions of the Silver Sentinels are opened for you, you enter, and here you see that the captain is right now conversing with not one, not two, but three different other clerks within the Silver Sentinels. You see laying out before you a vast chamber, a room that is 30 by 40 feet long, with at the backside of it completely open different windows that peer out over the vast ocean, the Malorian Ocean, by the way, to the west of the continent, and where in front of it you can see a very beautiful, ornate stonework desk, which seems to be made from some sort of here and there sparkling gray stonework, completely cut out, and at all four corners of it, like different beast head depicted and carved out from it. On top of it, different books and papers are strewn about, and in front of that, taking up the largest space in the actual chamber, is a in the same stonework carved out beautiful war map of the entire province of Silvershore. Because from this place, from the Silver Citadel, in the capital of this province, not only the city of Farwater, but the entirety of the province is kept safe from whoever might dare to thwart upon the lands of the Eurasian Empire. The captain is just finishing something up, gets one piece of paper from one of the clerks, draws a signature, hands it back, and with that, they are led out of the chamber. He then takes a goblet that holds some sort of beverage and takes a sip from it before beckoning you all towards his desk where he can address you. You see that right now he is not in any combat attire. You see his ornamental silver armor to the side on a simple mannequin, and right now he is just wearing simple silver and gray robes, although you can see that the engravings on his shoulders still depict him as the captain of the guard of this beautiful city. Buff, higher level than you, as it takes some skill to get to his stature. His silver gray hair, the telltale sign of his family, and with it the lords of Farwater. He beckons all of you and begins to speak. Pack members, it is good to see you, and I'm very glad that finally we can meet under these circumstances. No longer having to hide in the shadows as we root out the evil within our midst. Now then, before we go towards the other business that we need to, I've brought you this. And a nice little chest of like beautiful polished metal, and the different wood beams of elm wood have been beautifully polished, and I don't know what the treated to have like this gray silver form of it. And as he opens it up, within it you find a set of 5 nice silver ornamental daggers straight out in front of you, all tipped off at the hilt with a small but beautifully cut and polished diamond. Because, as outsiders that have done this city a great service, you're indeed fit for reward. These are the daggers of the Silver Sentinels, offered to those outside of our ranks as a sign of great gratitude. While sometimes adventurers, just as yourself, might have to bend the rules, these daggers are a sign that you have done so in the pursuit of greater good. Nothing in the city will ever give you any immunity of the law, but these daggers will show that you are friends to the Silver Sentinels and will help you in imploring our aid wherever it is necessary. By this moment forward, you are friends of the Silver Sentinels and indeed of the entire city of Farwater. That being said, you can always squander them for short-hand cash if you would like, but a hefty sack of coinage is also laying about in front of it. As I believe per our previous arrangement, with an increase of 25%, with a glare towards Tarouche, your reward, 125 gold pieces in total.
I start balancing the dagger on my finger and play
It's
around
nice.
with it a little bit.
It has like a nice little quaint gray scabbard with it that is also like ornamentally held in place by like a very thin line of silver curled metal that keeps like all the leather in the right form so the dagger can slide into it. But other than that, it is a silver dagger, nice little gray and silver handle, and like a small diamond topped off with it.
Is it sharp?
Oh, it is sharp. Yeah, it is. It is
I have no more room for extra weapons in my attack little thingy. It's got my tail quarter staff and unarmed strike for the melee. I have no more room.
It is not magical or better than any other dagger that you might find, but this dagger is mostly used as a small sign of status, if you will, within the city limits.
Like I can't stab someone with a sign of status?
Oh, of course you can.
Exactly.
Of course you can.
I mean, with class.
Exactly. I want to stab people with this thing.
We accept this honor with humble gratitude. Thank you, Captain.
Oh, Charlie, can you perhaps like squeeze the mic a little bit closer to your mouth? I have the idea that maybe...
Oh, that's not my mic.
Oh, that's not your mic. Oh, wait. Then I'm not sure, but for me, for just a moment, you sounded very quiet. But anyhow, coinage has been distributed to you. You can take up your daggers and gobble up all of the coins. You can throw them out the window. You can shove them up your nose. You can do whatever you want with them. They're yours to do with as you please.
I shoved them up my nose.
Maxime is our accountant. Still.
Yeah. Still.
So
125 gold.
125 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw his face drifting off.
Which means 25 gold each ish.
He's already thinking of the spells he can buy with this.
It's
Already
per person. Cool.
Already thinking of how many pieces he can shove up his nose.
So,
How far can they go?
Especially, I think 5.
That being said, however, we still have many things to accomplish.
Yes, our next order of business. The Aboleth. We believe we know its location, roughly. And we might have a way of finding it, but we'll need some assistance, of course. In what way can you provide us with aid, Captain?
That depends on whatever you need. You have ascertained the location of this beast, you say?
There are caverns, ruins, tunnels running underneath the basin. That is where it is located. Yes.
That does hamper our endeavors quite a bit.
How so?
To get deep within the basin is not a small feat. I cannot mobilize large forces to charge whatever this is. You say that there are caverns within the basin that need to be infiltrated.
Yes. We know not yet of an entry point. So we would have to look for one. I'm hoping perhaps most cities have a bit of an ancient historical center, perhaps the first buildings erected. Perhaps we could look there first, and otherwise we would have to cast no small amount of water breathing.
Indeed. I know of multiple ways that it can be used to grant humanoids the ability to breathe underwater. I know of different potions, both magical and alchemical, that can come to that effect, as well as different spells that can be cast. But nonetheless, it will be difficult to mobilize.
As a partially naval force, the Silver Sentinels have plenty of those at their disposal?
We do indeed. We have something even a little bit better, perhaps, than water breathing. Because you see, one thing that hampers the spellcasting more than all is the not having the ability to vocalize one's words. Many different spellcasting methods require the caster to vocalize different things. We have in our possession different masks that can not only grant the wearer the ability to breathe water, but also shifting the vocal tone so that the spellcasting can continue unhindered while being underwater. I will see to it that at least some of these can be required for this, although, as you can understand, they are in high demand.
I am sure that you can arrange something for the sake of the city.
Indeed. So, what else do we know? What are we up against?
A godlike creature called Naboleth. And that controls minds as its main forte, from what we understood.
Yes. We were thinking of perhaps trying to acquire some protection spell scrolls. Perhaps you have those lying about?
Lying about? No, but go ahead and make a diplomacy check, Tarush. And Crone, you can aid with this.
Okay, let's go!
Natural 13, so I get 19.
Make the 20, so you get a +1.
Sorry, 19. 13 plus 9 is 22, so 23.
23. Well, the Silver Sentinels are behind you, of course, and we will aid you in whatever way we can to protect the city. There is a limit to which I have access to magical items and reagents that can help with all of this. We will have to see what we can get out of this, but at the very least, my men can aid you in many different ways. This aboleth. I've heard of these creatures before. Tentacled fish from ancient days, correct?
That's one way of putting it.
And next to that, mind control capabilities does seem to come in handy for what did you call it? A shepherd that influenced different individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and somehow teaching others to conjure up crystals. Its weakness. Perhaps the Aboleth shares its crystal's weakness to sound.
You have more experience with all of this and with the crystal plague than any of my men had so far, including myself. You say that sound seems to somehow, sonic damage seems to somehow be more capable of damaging?
Yeah. Not.
Well, it wouldn't be a stretch that the Aboleth uses crystals against us, so having something to create sound would be a good idea.
Do we still have that horn?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't use it on the water.
You can't use it on the...
On the what if we're on the water, in the water.
Oh, right.
Hopefully our water-breathing masks may aid with that.
Oh, yeah.
So that you can use those. Also, Sir Grovian, thank you very much. I am going to eat. I still have
Eat yourself.
3 left, right over here. 3 small cherry tomatoes, in your honor.
Sorry, it's just the Lord of the Rings fucking shell-shocked me because I keep seeing
Oh god.
that fucking Denethor.
Do it there for Wouter.
Oh, I have like my dice out in front of me right here. And I want to blab. But Sir Grovian has made it has made us aware that this play has pleases the crowd. So
Yeah.
all right. That being said, but is this Aboleth? Is it the only thing that we face? Did it act alone?
It's... Go ahead, Tarosh.
No, please.
Well, from what we have gathered, it has either enslaved or got under its service the scum, who plagued the sewers, and also a new kind of enemy I hadn't encountered before. The faceless stalkers, I think was the name. We already faced 2. For now, there might be more. No, 3.
We faced 2, you faced 1. You were having an identity crisis when we fought the second one.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
No, 2. We fought 3.
We as a group fought
Several.
several.
This
Face-
morning, another one.
Is it of the utmost importance that we ascertain how
No.
many exactly you faced?
I don't know
Yes.
why this discussion is taking place.
I just
By the
love
way-
how Olam has edges back. Like, no questions. Yes, it's important.
Either
We
way,
could do
scum,
this.
faceless stalkers, sounds like interesting companions, but nonetheless, we must be ready for this.
Yeah. And we must also be ready for the possibility of faceless stalkers infiltrating our ranks, if they haven't done so already.
And if this Aboleth has control over the scum that live within the sewers, it has a small battalion at its beck and call right now.
But not all the scum is bad, because we have someone named Buddy, and he is good, and he is scum as well.
He has. The captain has met him, I believe. Or, oh no, wait, that was our scum prisoner. My bad.
Nonetheless, I have had many dealings with the scum of the sewers of Farwater, many times before you even entered our city limits. But if they are enslaved...
Well, there are several things working in our advantage there. Most of the scum, as far as we are aware, reside within the sewers. And it is disconnected from the cave systems of the basin, as far as we are aware. So even were to mobilize them all, they would have quite a bit to travel before they got, before they would come to its aid. And I say we have a perfect political opportunity to make the scum more docile after we have destroyed the Aboleth.
But nonetheless,
scum on our side, we can install him as their new priest king, and use his benign personality to perhaps guide them towards a more domesticated culture.
Maybe they can help you with the water and stuff because they are very good with the water.
that would be some good aftercare, but nonetheless, when we eventually face this beast, we will have to make sure that the rest of his minions are kept far away. I assume that he doesn't yet know how close we are on his trail.
We know very little of what it knows, unfortunately. It knows that... Perhaps we should have executed the sergeant. It has a mind link with, somehow, of... We do not know the depths of it, with its victims, its slaves. It might know that we interrogated the sergeant.
Wouldn't that have been severed when we killed the little jellyfish?
Possible, but it could be reestablished.
Crowan does not have a familiar, and he has been in contact with it.
Is this true, Crone?
Well, to be fair, I don't think I mentioned it before, so Terrence doesn't know.
I think you mentioned
I think
it.
you told us, but the fact that Tarush is just like
Yeah.
throwing it out there
Right.
without asking you first is once again a Tarush move.
Considered a dick move.
He has tried to approach me, but we haven't made any pact or anything that I would think would... I'm unsure.
Good. Well, before he says good, go ahead and make a diplomacy check, though.
Ooh. Think that's a 10, maybe a bit more.
Can I aid him in any way?
I'm fucked anyway. Ah, it's 13.
How would you try to aid Crone?
By glaring at Tarush. I don't...
Okay, this is something, Ave, this is something that you have to learn.
Yeah, no,
Talking
I'm
over
thinking of something.
Doesn't automatically help the party.
I'm thinking of...
I know this is your like your basic operations,
I'm
but
trying to let that part go, okay? But I will tell the captain that we are keeping a close eye on Crowan, and should anything untoward happen, we still have those anti-plague, anti-crystal potions? We have a way of dealing with it.
then I will give you a separate diplomacy check right now.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. That helps a bit more.
Okay. Come on, baby, don't fuck me now. That's a natural one.
Okay, we're fucked.
I decided to give my edge die another chance, but it's I think it's gonna just go into a permanent timeout.
The captain just looks down and sighs deeply for a moment. You have been too close to this for way too long. It was but a matter of time until some of you got infected by whatever is going on here.
But it is only one. We are with a lot of people. And if he is going bad, then we can get this pretty dagger and protect ourselves.
Exactly.
You know that just says she's gonna shank me if I turn bad?
Absolutely. If I don't beat her to it.
Okay, thanks.
If you turn evil, we're killing you. Well,
my
we're using the
understanding-
potion first, and then we're killing you.
My, and with it the Silver Sentinel's understanding of the situation, is that right now we do not know if this shepherd knows how much we know. But the scum are still in the sewers as of right now. If, and it seems that he indeed has the capabilities, if this shepherd can control them, you can bet your ass that he won't just sit idly by on his own while we try to take his life. He will summon whatever might he can to him, even if it costs him the veil of shadows that he has shrouded himself in. This is where the Silver Sentinels can help. To dive down into the basin will require different magics that we cannot widely roll out to a large group. Next to that, we also do not know whatever these sewers or caves or whatever this place is that it holds itself into. What we can do is outfit you and some Silver Sentinels as a strike group to go out in it, while the rest of my men will protect the entrance to the basin and make sure that no other forces can join whatever your operation is down there. I've heard that you have already gathered different allies to your cause. I've heard this buddy, a scum that seemingly has joined your side, and Miss Lyra Dracos, the enchantress.
Yes.
I would say gather as many allies as you can. I will make sure that a elite team of Silver Sentinels is with you as well. But more than that, we cannot push out into the waters.
Then all sewer exit points will be protected by your forces?
That will be impossible, but what we can do is try to protect the entrance of the basin. The canal that exits the basin and eventually enters the city must be still the only way in and out of the basin. I will make sure that my forces are put there to make sure that the rest of you can finish your mission undisturbed.
I'm grateful for the help, but I'm also kind of split between the need to protect the basin and the need to protect the city. If the Aboleth feels threatened, it might panic and send the scum into a frenzy, which could do some pretty good damage to the city itself.
Indeed. And this is my city. It will be my job to keep it safe, as I have done for many years, and I will continue to do so. This is something that is falling on my shoulders growing. I've sit to watch idly by for way too long already. You can trust the captain of the Silver Sentinels with that plea.
Very well.
Scum travel underwater as well. Have you considered that? Perhaps a net, a hatch?
We are Silver Sentinels. We guard the entire coasts of the Silver Shore, as well as the inlands. Do not worry, we know how to deal with underwater combat, even without magical means.
Very well. Then, I believe our plan is set.
The only thing we need is a timeline. What timeline do you have? When can you be ready? The longer we wait, the longer the beast can figure out how much we know.
I think we can finish our final preparations today.
And Tarush looks around.
I think ASAP is quite good at areas.
As you said before, we have been way too close to this for way too long. The sooner we finish the threat, the better.
Very well. Then, pack members, prepare, make ready. And tomorrow, we will venture forth and see if we can go fishing.
Excellent.
Now, for the details, and basically, I'm not sure what kind of preparations you wanna do yet, but let's just say metagame wise that whatever like details of this arrangement you can figure out together, like where you want to eventually meet with the rest of the Silver Sentinels, because basically you will get one battalion of NPCs with you that are also capable of underwater shenanigans.
Okay.
As well as you will be gifted each and every one of you a water-breathing mask that not only allows you to breathe underwater, but also allows you to keep on spell casting with vocal components.
Okay. And what is the amount of people in the battalion?
This would be another group of 5 next to you.
Another group of 5. Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to specify that because I was thinking the same thing. So I googled
like
it,
50.
and the battalion
like-
is around
like a
about
squad.
400 to 2,000 people.
Yeah, a battalion is a lot more.
Yeah.
We got a strike force, task force,
Yeah.
Yeah, just a squad.
squad.
I think the only thing we still need to prepare for is that protection spell. Try to get. Do we get spellcasters as a strike force, or do we get normal peeps?
No, you just get normal warriors capable of fending for themselves. Don't
Okay.
you worry about that. But nonetheless,
Yeah, in that
Maybe
case.
I won't have to tank this time. I'm sorry, Charlie.
No, it's okay. In that case, we would need 6 instances, I suppose. 7?
Yeah.
oh wait,
for Lyra
Lyra,
as
of
well.
course, yeah, Lyra also.
And
yes.
Buddy, I guess. 7. 7 instances of the protection spell scroll.
Oh, I thought you
Um,
meant the water breathing.
Thing is, though, that Olam and Buddy would be the only ones able to cast it in our group. Use the
Okay.
spell scrolls. So we would have to divide it amongst them and see if Buddy even understands the concept of a spell scroll. But basically, the rules state that if it's a common spell of his spell list, he should be able to automatically
Yeah,
be able to
Yeah.
understand it. Yeah, so we need to get those spell scrolls. I guess we want to find something nice for staff, Buddy,
Yeah.
and that's it. And I have some nice food waiting or a nice dinner waiting for me, but I don't mind.
Sorry.
I don't mind, skipping over that with a few lines.
You can also just wait for the dinner after you defeat Diablev, so you can have some nice fish meat with it.
I don't know.
yeah, have Aboleth for dinner.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Yeah,
Taste the snack.
but I was thinking, if I die tomorrow, I it would really suck to not have gone out to dinner first. Like, no, someone else
Sure.
me dinner.
Although Lyra would also walk up to you and go, it might be better to postpone our dinner until all of this is taken care of, Tarush. I still have a lot of studying to do before tomorrow to get ready for whatever this endeavor might be. Plus, I'm afraid that I might not really be able to keep my mind at dinner with all of this going out around us. I hope you understand.
Oh, I look forward to the inevitable celebration of our kill then.
Indeed.
And, speaking of killing, are you capable of casting any spells that would protect our mind?
That I'm trying to figure out, but none that I have at my disposal. However, if we could get a single spell scroll of what you have spoken about, of Animus Mind, for example, I can cast spells up to the 3rd sphere of influence. If we could ascertain one scroll that I could transcribe into my spellbook, then tomorrow, when our mission begins, I should be able to cast the spell as many times as I have powers for them.
I had not considered this. You are an occult spellcaster.
I am not. I am a wizard just as yourself.
Then
I
Animus
am-
Mine nor protection will be within your capabilities as well.
Let's see here then, shall we? What kind of boons might we find? Looking at the spells.
Yeah, I was looking through too, but I think
Here.
protection
Yeah.
then is our best bet. It gives
Is
a
it
plus 3.
possible? Is it possible to mind control someone who's already mind controlled?
Yeah.
Technically, that should be doable. I might be able to at least charm some of our enemies, but to actually control minds is... Well, I have looked into it. It would be one of the spells that I would eventually be capable of casting, but it is a spell of, I believe, the 5th or 6th sphere of influence, one that is way outside of the realm of possibilities. Again, this being that we are about to face is something else. Let's see here. What can be done? Yeah, I would have to look through all of these sort of things.
Either way, I suppose Tarush will head to the Cerulean Circle to get some of those spell scrolls.
All right.
See if I can get a nice bulk deal on them. An employee discount.
2 for 1.
See what can be arranged.
For the sake of this, we will go into like a little bit of metagaming montage where you guys can do all of the preparations that you would like to do. So first off, Tarush, you will go, or the party will go towards the Cerulean Circle to see if they can get some scrolls of protection in.
Yeah.
So we are going for a bulk of 7 total.
Yeah, 7, maybe. I don't know. Like if it rounds up nice, maybe 10, and then we have some left over for whatever situation. But
well, the more you want to get, the higher the price will be, of course. But how many do you want?
Not like a discount, maybe? Like we take 10?
Possibly, yes. Possibly.
I mean, then I say we go for 10, and I think it's better to have leftovers in case we need them. This is a spell that will always come in handy.
Truth has been spoken this day. With that being said, let's see here. I want Tarush to go ahead and make a diplomacy check, and one of you may aid him to see if you can get a nicer deal out of this.
13 again? So 22.
22.
I can aid.
Go ahead.
13 is my lucky number, it seems.
Diplomacy, right?
That was so sarcastic.
Sassy Vincent.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 25.
Nice.
25, nice. All right, so that brings a total to 24.
Yeah.
All right.
23.
Oh, 23. All right. Yeah. Too short of a critical success. So I won't give you too much of a discount, but if you want to purchase 10 scrolls in total, they'll knock off 5 gold pieces off of the price, bringing the total to 35 gold pieces for 10 scrolls of protection.
Deal? Yeah, cool. So 35 gold off, and Olam gets 10 scrolls of protection.
An entire scroll case of protection.
Can I carry them with my tail? Love that.
Oh, and the nice thing is that these scrolls of protection, because protection counts for one of the 4 alignments, and you can choose one when you cast it. So you could give someone protection from lawful, you could give someone protection from good or evil.
Yeah, I think evil is our best bet here.
Best bet, yeah.
Not good? Sure.
Evil, you're pretty sure. Like also with the like shepherd nature and the structure and it leading different things, you're also getting a little bit of lawful vibes, but evil might be the best safe bet over here. With the amount of no fucks given, evil might be Yeah.
True.
The big bad evil guy is actually evil sometimes. All right. Are there any other things that you would wish to find? You still have a hefty sum of gold left from your benefactor, the guard captain. No idea.
Yeah.
Maybe different potions, alchemical reagents that you could easily find in different
Health
places.
potions?
City limits. Health potions.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
I'm thinking if there's maybe spells that I would want to get me and Jack that could come in useful. Maybe it's some kind of nice sonic spell.
I just remembered something. I believe someone has a brooch of the lawless. So if the aboleth is lawful, we don't need that protection on that one person.
That is
She
true.
already has that.
Tarush, you still have the brooch of the lawless, I think.
Or
I
was
think
it?
Tarush has the brooch, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a bottle of wine, I have the mutagen of the juggernaut.
Yeah, I have it.
I have a potion of water breathing. I have a vial of anti-plague, blackadder venom, and a boar tusk.
I can't access the item list from here. Wait, maybe I put it.
I just wrote it
How
down on my sheet.
expensive are poisons?
Poisons?
Yeah.
You would have to shoot a sidewise glance towards Edge, as Edge has a little bit of knowledge of the underworld, but in a little bit less savory places you will be capable of finding some poisons. Although I do believe that you also found a couple of blackadder venoms that you still have
Yeah,
with you.
I have those.
What do they do again?
Damage.
I have
Damage.
3 vials of blackadder venom.
Okay.
Oh, although I will have to say, applying poisons to weaponry underwater.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. I don't think poison is our
poisons
way
will
to
be a little
go.
bit more difficult. Yeah.
Damn it.
I'm
Like
sorry.
only if I can grapple something and force feed it the poison.
Needles.
Yeah, but poisoning weaponry will be.
Yeah.
I've given you the ability to cast spells and not figure out how to breathe water.
I
Poison
cannot
would be-
access the item list right now because Discord. Could someone remind me what the Brute of the Lawless does again?
You activate with 2 actions, and then it casts protection from law on you once a day.
Right. Nice. Okay.
So I think Troy is gonna check if it's possible to that the aboleth is lawful. And then if there's any library, yeah,
I think it's a good chance of being lawful evil.
I would like to give that bet.
You found in the lake house a book ascertaining the origins of the aboleths,
Mhm.
and it does indeed seem that they are lawful evil. If you would have to
Okay, cool.
describe a line to them, they had like they control other things, dominate their minds. That's all
Yeah.
pretty like lawful and mastery behavior.
Okay, so Teresh is already kind of good when this shit comes down.
Mm.
All right. So, oh, this is pretty nice. Okay, so I propose we get the following 2 spells, a level 1 spell and a level 2 spell that we get a scroll of. Then I can transcribe that, and I can do it probably within a day. Jack might need more time because of a feat I have. But that would be a level 1 spell and a level 2 spell. Echoing Weapon and Ignite Fireworks.
Mm.
Would they have-
Why?
So Echoing Weapon gives sonic damage to... I can imbue it in a weapon, basically.
Okay, that seems good enough.
For each time that you hit, it deals an increasing amount of sonic damage at the end of your turn.
Nice.
So then you get a shockwave going, and Ignite Fireworks is a nice area of effect, fire and sonic damage thing.
Oh, okay.
Which is good if there are like a bunch of crystals that we need to deal with.
That's a good idea.
And you would learn that Buddy also knows this spell.
Which
Oh.
one?
Echoing Weapon.
Oh, nice.
And what was the other?
We'll
Ignite
say-
Fireworks.
We will say, as part of this thingamajig, you learn that the first level spells that Buddy knows are Animate Dead, Biting Words, Crystal Resonance, Echoing Weapon, and Soothe.
Also animate that.
So Soothe is the you saw one of the crystal crystal priests animate one of the corpses back with like crystal protrusions.
Yeah, true.
He is a man of culture as well.
Yeah.
Oh, someone has fast cars in their neighborhood.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's me. That was weird. So how much would those 2 extra spell scrolls cost us?
If it's a first and a second level spell scroll, then the total will come to 16 gold pieces.
16 gold pieces. Yeah, let's go for it, right?
Fine. Here goes a third of our winnings.
Well, I'm still a fan of getting health potions
Yeah,
just in case.
You gotta spend money to make money.
I agree.
Alright. So we have those 2 spell scrolls. So you can arm yourself a little bit better. And again, this is an investment, right? Like these spells, they will be transcribed into your spell books. So you will have them at your disposal for the rest of the game, as is the way of the wizards. Alright, with that being said, we also wanted a couple of health potions.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Because the last time I had to take one, it came at the exact right moment because the next time I got hit the amount of hit points that I would have had left.
Alright. In that case, you can spend a lot or a little bit less money to find healing potions. For the minor and the lesser variants are, we can say that the minor and the lesser ones are findable within the city limits in whatever quantity that you would search for. If we go to the higher rarities, it becomes a little bit more difficult, but I don't think you guys are going to spend 50 gold pieces on a single healing potion as of right now.
No, the minor one did work just fine.
Yeah, so you have minor ones that just heal 1d8, but you could also go for a lesser one that heals 2d8 plus 5, which ramps up the amount of healing substantially.
How expensive is the lesser one?
It would go for 12 gold pieces.
I would be okay putting down some money from my personal stash to
we
get
know.
everybody a lesser one.
I would like that.
I think we can't give everybody a lesser one because that's too much.
How much was it per lesser?
12 for a lesser, 4 for a minor.
I think we should give the first line guys maybe a lesser one.
Give the tank a lesser one. That's me.
Yeah, I don't mind giving. The
You're
thing
also
is,
a tank. You get one too.
I can heal myself with battle medicine, so I don't really need one that much.
I can't. But I do
So
get
I'd rather
punched a
have
lot
you
because
just-
I'm a
just
melee
you.
fighter.
Yeah, just go ahead, take one for yourself. I'm fine with
Okay.
being on my own.
From the party fund or from my own?
Party fun.
Party fun.
Okay.
And then for
Yeah.
me as well, right?
You're back line.
I'm not backline.
You do
I'm in the
cast a lot
front
of
a lot.
spells, though.
That's because you
but-
don't use your spells correctly. You have literal wait 2 turns.
Not
blast off
always
emo or
true.
someone.
I also have a morning star, so I can be in the front as well.
You literally have a spell where if you wait 1 turn and then do it on the next turn, you blast someone off.
Oh,
I
wait,
literally have resistance against physical damage, so it wouldn't be weird to put me in the front line.
okay, so join me in the front line some more then.
Okay,
But
fine.
also,
in the
I
front
love how
line.
Valky's just like watching this happen.
Honestly, I mean, I'm
this is
totally
the
cool
real-
with not
This
dying,
is
so.
This is the real tabletop RPG experience, like where we spend the next 5 sessions bickering about where 2 gold pieces go.
But I also have a question. If we're gonna be fighting underwater, am I gonna have a lot of resistance punching shit? Is it like gonna have a higher AC because of it? Because I might need
Good
some-
question.
While
What about
Wouter's
water?
looking that up,
Let's go.
while Wouter's looking that up, Tarush goes up to Edge and Olam.
Fun task that you two might really, really enjoy. Find a nice piece of wood for Buddy's
for the
staff.
staff?
And
I just like turn around and start nodding. to
purchase
Olaf.
something
Let's
from
go.
a carpenter or something, and I was thinking go to the shore and find some seaweed that I can preserve.
Can we also, for the wood, go to the woods?
Maybe a piece of driftwood that we fashion into something.
Yes,
Heard that,
driftwood. I think that
that-
would be awesome.
I don't want to buy. I want it to be more naturey.
I heard that the trees struck by lightning make good staffs, but I'm not sure. Maybe that's just a wise tale.
Ooh,
I
no,
was-
you know what's really cool when lightning hits the beach? You get like this glass-like thing. It won't be wood. It might not be what Buddy wants, though.
If
Maybe we can put that together.
I can do the lightning part, as you know.
I can also do the lightning part.
So find the driftwood, find some seaweed of appropriate size, and bring it back to the lake house, and we'll get to work on it.
Alright. And I will go do that.
And as you guys also experiment a little bit with how it is like to try and do things underwater, for battles in water or underwater, you are flat-footed unless you have a swim speed. So you might want to get some other potions that actually also give you a swim speed. Although you had asked the lake house, and they would, Zarel would see if you can get some of those for you, so we will see how that went in a bit. You have resistance against acid and fire damage because, a lot of water around you. However, you take a -2 circumstance penalty to melee slashing and bludgeoning attacks that pass through water. So if you have piercing,
I do.
yeah, so if you have piercing, because piercing like straight line, you won't have any penalties with that. But slashing and bludgeoning, yeah.
I have that dagger now, which is
Oh,
piercing.
no, you're saying that bludgeoning and slashing will be harder to hit.
Yes, with a -2 penalty to hit.
Okay,
Hey.
so I guess just dagger.
Can I just point out how smart it was what I just did? The kids were bickering. I gave them a fun task to distract them.
Hey, fuck you!
I still want to know what kind of potion I got though, because that might come in handy at some point.
Accountant. How much gold did you write off for the potions?
For the potions, I haven't written any gold off yet because I wasn't really sure.
That's fair.
So Edge and Olam are both getting a lesser healing potion.
Great.
I already
Question
wrote
mark?
it down.
Yes. All right.
Yes, I already wrote it down.
So
So
that
then you
makes
can have
24.
24 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Or like
Cool.
one really big piece of gold, but you don't have that.
Hey.
I don't think that's how money works, too. Well, maybe back then it would.
How much does an armor ruin, or like just the first ruin thing, +1 AC or +1 attack, or
The
+1
armor
magic?
potency rune is what you are.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. Potency.
Armor potency. Yeah, that'll be a little bit more expensivo because
I know,
that is a 5th level item that will run you 160 gold pieces.
Okay. That's out of our budget for now. Fair.
That's a little bit outside of your realm
Thinking
of
maybe
money
we
having.
can upgrade someone's
Yeah.
armor with the shadow, but that's fair. Cool. Tasks are set. Tarush will go back. So did we? I assume we kind of agreed to meet up as soon as possible in the morning with the captain's forces, so that we have the whole day.
That is basically what I put off to the side in the metagaming place that we can still discuss right
Yeah.
now. However, I still need to do this one over here. Okay. Because you also asked the lake house and him personally, Zorel, to help you in this endeavor.
Mhm.
So, as you eventually find yourselves there, still like gathering all of your supplies, figuring out what you want to do, talking battle plans, planning with the Silver Sentinels, it is a little bit of a contrast what is actually happening, because right now you are in the center of the lake house, different people having drinks, conversations, and the like. You now begin to see the other side of what it is to be here. Up until now, most of your times here have been very pleasant and very aloof, but now you are one of those people that are travelers here with an actual purpose. And while different people besides you might be frolicking about like you have done so before, you are at the moment, at the precipice of a vast operation that, without the knowledge of all these people around you, might very well impact the entire city of Farwater. And as you are doing all of these things, Zorel eventually walks towards you and goes, "Well, pack members, as per our arrangement, I also saw what I could do." And pulls up a chair, sits down, grabs like a cup that is momentarily not being drank from, takes a sip and sets it back, and goes, "First off, very basic, I have these 3 for you. No matter where they're coming from, they are a gift. These potions will give you the ability to swim, which, as you have told me, together with your water-breathing abilities, might find yourselves a little bit less of a disadvantage underwater. But that is not what I came here to talk to you about."
You're pregnant. Edge is just trying to lighten the mood.
No, I'm just holding a lot of water.
Yeah, lol, nice.
No. You see, Tarush came to me a while back after we learned of what the Shepherd actually is, how vast the threat is. And you asked me how we could aid, how the people in power of the city might aid. And I shut you down for it. Avandra is the goddess that we worship here. A goddess of travelers, of chance, and of freedom. Each and every one of these individuals gathered here within this place has broken rules in mostly multiple forms.
I wink at him.
And perhaps it is time that I do so myself as well. I see before you a group of idiotic misfits, grabbed by the strands of fate and thrown into the heat of battle, but rising up each and every time. I've seen many of these individuals before me. There is a theory about why the gods created humanoids, what makes us, with our mortal lives, so special. A theory that is calling to our potential, the ability to grow, learn, become stronger in a matter of days. Some individuals possess this, and I'm beginning to wonder if you are not 1, 2, 3, or 5 of these individuals. I look forward to see what will become of you. So, as a cleric of Avandra, and as a man, I look forward to see you fight bravely tomorrow. I have at my disposal magic that reaches to the 8th sphere of influence. I can only do this once every day, and if any one of you lets this slide, I'm afraid that you will no longer be welcome within my lake house. But I heard you talk about laying mines in your mind, and I heard you talk of searching for more protective magics. There is a spell known as Mind Blank, which completely fortifies and immunizes you against whatever mental effects this beast will throw upon you. I can bestow it upon but one person, but I will bestow it to one of you.
Holy crap, that is such a magnificent spell. It's humongous, holy shit. As much as I hate saying this, but perhaps it is a good idea to give it to Tarush.
I was thinking Olam, but yeah,
How so?
because Tarush is quite has demonstrated that he's pretty much easier to knock out than Olam.
So you admit I am the tank.
Thank you, that Tarush is all I'm saying.
I wink at Olam, we are both the tank. You are the tank who plays Father.
What is a it doesn't matter. What? How so? I was thinking Crowan, perhaps due to his earlier,
That is an even better idea. Let's put it on Crowan.
his earlier, rendezvous.
That would help indeed, now that you've mentioned it.
It will not, Mind Blank will not completely immunize you, but it will give you a +4 status bonus against mental effects.
Does
And
it
how
stab
long-
you protection from with the protection spell?
No, different because it's a status bonus. So if you have another status bonus, those things don't stack.
They
You
cancel
can only
out?
have you don't. You can only have one status bonus. So if you have
you
multiple
can have,
status bonuses, you take the
You
highest.
only have one slot for something to be active.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Though they can overlap. The thing is,
Yeah, but they don't
Mind
stack.
Blank. Yeah, exactly. Mind Blank works specifically for will things. Protection works for anything.
not will things. Any effect which has the mental
fair.
traits.
Fair.
Yeah.
And protection gives a +1 against anything from evil. So
And the duration is until the next time you make your daily preparations. So it's basically the entire day. No problems with the duration of it.
and he
Okay,
gives
cool.
it tomorrow. Nice.
Right.
We accept your gift, high hosts.
You better.
I suppose Crowan will receive your spell in the morning?
Groen?
Yes.
Very well. Then for now, I leave you to your final preparations, and don't squander these either. As he points towards the the potions of what are they called? I have to look them
The
up.
swim ones?
Yeah,
Potion of water swimming.
potion of water swimming, potion of swimming.
Potion of swimming.
I think it is.
I'm more
No?
partial to the potions of air swimming.
Swimming. No, wait. Those are.
Lava
Excuse me.
swimming.
They are certain mutagens. I think. I have
Oh.
to look them up.
Well,
real
what are they
quick.
called in Harry Potter? I'm sure someone here knows.
Gillyweed.
That's different.
It is, but that's the only water swimming / breathing thing that I know about in the Potterverse.
That's from.
I have to look them up real quick, but at least you have some mutagens that turns you into a fish.
They're just posted in the chat in between
Like
sessions.
Crumb.
It's
Turns us
fine.
into a
It's turned
fish?
into
No,
a
no,
shark.
not completely.
I don't
but-
want to be a fish.
No, but like, God
I
damn
want
it.
to be a mermaid.
Just do
You
do
know
whatever
that
you
I'm
want.
like,
I'll look it up.
Okay, so Edge and Olam get stuff at the shore.
Yes.
It is, I think actually, I was saying before we might not have time, but if we still have several hours, Jack, you have time to transcribe those spells as well.
I think that's a smart plan. Yes.
So I say we roll for that just to make sure that we've already done that.
However,
They're not
I am.
mutagens. They're not mutagens. They're sea touch elixirs. You have 3 of them, and when you ingest them, you have a swimming speed for 10 minutes.
Okay.
I was wondering, the echoing weapon, you cast that upon a weapon, but I do not carry weapons, or at least I don't use them.
Yeah, but
What do you
like,
say, Crone?
You have a club.
Yeah, but I rarely use it.
no, you cast it on one of their weapons. So, like, we don't use it for ourselves. We use it on Edge or Crowan. Was my idea.
And if you so wish, I will also allow you to cast it on Jesse. So you have like a vibrating rat. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, you could cast on his natural weapons. So. Either way, shall we roll for that to finish off, to get that done, or do you want to roll for that?
Sorry, roll for what exactly?
Learning the spells, transcribing
Learning
them.
spells. Let's see here. All right. So for this, do you have the checks at your disposal, Tarush? Because I believe that's.
Yeah,
to
I need the DC for learning for me is 18 for a second level spell and 15 for a first level spell.
Gotcha.
And it costs 6 gold pieces to learn that second level spell and 2 gold pieces to learn the first level spell.
All right. You were a universalist, right? So you don't get any.
Correct.
You don't get any discounts for having spells of your school because you're not a arcane racist. You're not arcanist. You think that all schools are equal.
Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead and make me a couple of checks then.
And it takes me 30 minutes to learn both of them. And it would take Jack 3 hours, so we have plenty of time.
Okay.
So I will make first an Arcana check. Oh, I have plus 11 on Arcana. Oh, right, I took the next level thing. So DC for first, I get a 21, so I make that.
Mm-hmm.
And for the second level spell, DC 18, I get just one short of a crit, 27. So that would be, 8 gold pieces taken off. Could you take off 8 more gold pieces from the fund, Maxim?
Yes.
Are you that broke?
I basically put
Yeah,
all the
no,
money.
never mind. It's,
All right.
it's like I know that wizards have to buy every spell. It's ridiculous.
Well, we
I mean-
learned some with level ups as well, but just 2.
It costs magic. It costs gold, but then you have a lot of magic at your disposal, and eventually you will have a gigantic spell list to choose from.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an investment.
Yeah, or
Then
be a cleric and
masters.
you could just choose anything. Ugh.
Yeah. For our benevolent Jack, he can go ahead and make the same rolls as you try to transcribe these spells.
So also Arcana checks.
Indeed, my good sir.
Okay, let's have a look. The first one is a net 20.
Oh, damn! All right, so then you have a discount, I believe, on your spell.
I will look it up.
Yeah, thank you. And then the second one.
Let's have a look. That's a 23.
23. All right, so that's a success also. So you also learn both of these spells, can write them in your spellbook, and have them at the ready for whatever hellscape you might enter tomorrow.
Ruby?
So with that being said, then. Oh,
Before we
Edge.
go to bed, Edge wants to meditate at the statue of Avandra's feet.
Very well. Then, as all of you are gathering all of your potions, gathering all of your alchemical reagents, the water-breathing masks that you had picked up somewhere during the day, going over the plans with the Silver Sentinels, one by one, you turn in for a night of rest that will hopefully come easily, but with the adrenaline coursing through your veins, might be a little bit more difficult than normal. And as this happens, Edge, always someone that needs a little bit less sleep, it seems, than the rest, you walk towards the statue of Avandra outside, leaving behind the turmoil of the lake house, even at these late hours, still bustling with life.
I
You
do
walk-
use it as a little bit of a white noise, though. Like I like the bustle. It's home.
Very well. You now stand before this small shrine to Avandra, a beautiful wooden carved statue holding in her hands a small plate for different offerings, where her wooden hair, if you will, eventually turns into the pier that outstretches all the way towards the small lake upon which the lake house is settled. On the other side, you can see all the different buildings of Farwater, different firelights alight, and even with the bustling noise behind you, you can still also pick up different stray noises from the bustling city life itself. What do you do?
I will take my new dagger and prick myself in the finger. And I will let a few drops of blood fall into the offering skill. I'm gonna take Nox into my hands, put my hands in between my legs as I sit crisscross applesauce on the ground, and I'm just going to take a couple hours just breathing, reminding myself of my teachings at the monastery, thinking about my father, and go to bed with a peaceful mind.
Very well. As you do this, go ahead and make me a religion check real quick.
I'm scared of my dice.
Okay, sweetie.
Ooh, that fell into my lap. Oh no, where did it go? Of course I can't find it now. Mother bitch.
Can you maybe for now get another d20 real quick?
Yeah, it's
Thank
the
you.
bad one.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's a 7. I don't
7.
think I have anything on religion. Yeah, no, it's a 7.
And as you sit there, you do feel the cool breeze wash over you, as well as the sound from behind. And eventually, as you look upward, you see a clear sky with twinkling starlight, the moon bright. And as you look back, you see people from all different walks of life, all doing different things, different emotions, different demeanors, and you realize that that ragtag group of stupidity that has gathered around each other is just as diverse. You have with you 2 wizards, masters of the arcane. One not as nice as you would have hoped. The other one a little bit more goofy.
I like Jack. I like him. I like the fact that he carries around a rat. I like him.
You have with you a ex-guard that still holds his own secrets, but a powerful freaking left and right hook. Just as powerful as your own. As well as a galaxy panther that is still uncovering her own powers. And with the knowledge that you are ready for whatever tomorrow will throw at you. You eventually go to bed. Tomorrow will throw at you.
Tomorrow.
I wasn't gonna let you just go past that.
You can go ahead and fuck yourself. as you go to bed and take a long rest before the endeavors tomorrow. And that's where we will
yeah,
take.
I'm gonna curl up in the bed with Olam.
Yay!
And because of your joke, the bed cracks.
No, I mean that as
It can't take the weight because of what Ave just said to me, and now you have to go towards the other bed and sleep a little bit worse with the knowledge that you have just broken the bed.
We're gonna just drag off the mattress and sleep on the mattress on the floor,
That can also be done.
which is just as cozy.
No, that's like
Possibly
super
closer to the
uncomfortable. Oh, my
fireplace.
back hurts just thinking about it.
Yeah, but we're not Charlie. We are a tiefling monk and a galaxy kitty. We will be fine.
We will be fine.
If I will allow it, yes.
Oh, please, I'm so sorry.
And that's what we're on today's session.
Okay, bye.
Next week, everybody dies!
Oh,
Oh,
No more
sweet.
crack! No more jokes! Only death.
Nice.
It's a good thing that next week it's Opposites Day,
no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we all live, no matter how many times we get
and the
punched.
DM dies.
Every time we get hit, we heal. That's cool.
Sure. So, with that, and everything being said and done, it seems that all of y'all have prepared a nice little set of consumables, ammunitions, magical items, and tactics before we head over to Formar Basin and search for the hideout of the shepherd. Oh yeah.
Awesome.
And you will be level 4 next week.
Yeah.
You will be level
Nice.
4 next week.
So
yeah,
wait,
we only
already
needed,
leveled
like
up,
90
or-
more XP?
Or will we level up?
Right now you have leveled up, so
Okay, cool,
now
cool.
you have a long rest, and then next week you start at level 4.
Perfect. Now just making
Please
sure I'm
don't.
understanding this properly. Yeah.
So yeah. So with that
See if I
also-
can get my strength up.
Yeah, also take a look at what other spells you want to learn and what kind of new capabilities you will have at your disposal as you face an actual Aboleth.
Nice.
And the echoes of power that he wields.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
Hope so.
It's gonna be hard.
Mm-hmm.
Title of your sex tape. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, I've been saying it so much this weekend. I had to. I'm always
think-
so good during the session.
And even
like,
then you were cracking up sometimes with bad jokes. So I think it's time we leave it at this.
Yeah.
So for now, thank you all so much for watching and joining in the stupidity of the pack. We hope we like what you saw, and to see you next week when we point our attention towards the big bad evil guy of this first chapter of the campaign. So enjoy the last 50 minutes of your weekend. We love you, and we hope to see you then. Goodbye.
Goodbye.